Okay, let's see how this goes. It's not going to be as organized as an email, but I'm going to try and organize my thoughts somewhat as I do this video with beautiful fish swimming around in the background. As you're thinking about what size aquarium you're going to get, no matter what size you get, you're going to have to think about what you want to do for your substrate. If you're still wanting to do a planted tank, I'm going to suggest that you do a dirted tank because I really think it's quite effective. My tank, as you can see, isn't like running any super, it's not what you call a high-tech aquarium. It's actually pretty low-tech, and yet I've still got plants just growing like crazy. My money wort, that's these guys here that kind of have, coin-shaped leaves, is growing well. My jungle val has really picked up. I can't stop the rotala. The rotala I almost need to go in and trim down because it's just growing like just crazy. Anyway, and my Anubias is doing really well too. I actually replanted it over here, and ever since I moved it, it's just shot up like crazy. Anyway, all of that is to say is that, just like you plant a plant outside, you need to, and the plant has to eat, absorb nutrients and things through the roots. When you do plants inside an aquarium, you get the same issue. They still need those things. So when you're deciding what kind of substrate you want, you're going to have to feed your plants somehow. So sand, like what I have here at the front, it's if you're really determined, apparently it's possible to grow things in sand, but it's very difficult. It's not recommended. Your other two choices are there's more than that. Your other choices include gravel, like what I have here, the black, and dirt. I actually have a combination here. I've got all three. In the back, I've got, towards the middle to the back, I don't know if this is going to be too dark. No, you can see it. All right, you can see that there's a layer of dirt. This is just organic potting soil that I bought from Home Depot or wherever, and I strained out all of the little wood chunks and whatnot, and then capped with the gravel and the sand a couple inches worth. So you plant the plants back here, and they grow the roots down and have like this, this feast waiting for them. If you were to do only gravel, you would have to do some other kind of fertilization method, like root tabs, or they also make liquid fertilizers, which I think kind of I've read or heard that they contribute more to algae if you do the liquid fertilizers. So personally, I think you're better off doing some kind of root tab. The drawbacks of doing dirt like this is that it takes a lot longer for your aquarium to set up, the cycling, because you're going to have a lot of ammonia and whatever else leaching out of your dirt for a long time. So it's going to require a whole lot of really massive water changes at first. But once it balances out, I mean, there are people out there on the internet who'll say, a dirted tank is always going to be a dirty tank. And as you can see by looking at my 55, I mean, there's no brownish tint to the water whatsoever. It looks great because it's sufficiently capped with other substrates, but at the same time, all these plants in the back, do you see how the ones at the back, they're growing like there's no tomorrow. There is another option for substrates besides these. These are a little more traditional and honestly cheaper. If you check out my little 20 gallon, it's not really 20 gallons, it's more like 16 or 17, and don't judge it, it needs a water change. I know, don't judge me, don't judge my fish. Anyway, it has a substrate down here that's completely different that I bought before I found out about the benefits of using dirt. It's called EcoComplete. So basically it's a fine, a fine substrate that comes with some fertilizer already in it. But it, just like anything else, will eventually deplete itself, and it's kind of on the higher end of the price scale. So how much was it? Like $20 a bag for like a, what, I don't remember how many pounds it was. That was too long ago. Anyway, it's not cheap. It's not like unaffordably expensive, but it's not cheap. And you're gonna want, you know, probably more inches than this of it. And so, considering how large an aquarium you're gonna want to set up, it would be pretty hefty. You'd need a lot of bags of it. So this might not be the best choice. I don't know. It depends on what you want. Again, whatever you like and whatever you're willing to spend on it. I mean, you can just throw money at aquariums until the cows come home. So all that's just to say that, yeah, this kind of stuff is also an option. But it's not my preferred method. I think I'm getting better results over here. So that's something to think about. What else is there to think about? Oh yeah, fish choice. I don't know if I've talked about this in email. If I'm being redundant, just skip forward in the video and I'll never know. But when you're thinking about what kind of fish you want to pay attention not only to the size. It's really easy to say, okay, well, this fish isn't going to get too big, or this fish is, you know, going to be too large of a fish for the kind of tank I'm running. But something that you might not remember to think about is to look and see where in the water column the fish like to hang out, because you really want to have fish that hang out in all parts of your water column. See how I've got fish hanging out the top? There's fish who kind of prefer to be in the middle. Look at my gourami following. She's so smart. Look at her. She knows who feeds her, don't you? That's cute. Thank you for showing off, Opal. Okay, and then at the bottom, I have other fish who hang out the bottom. So you want to have some of everything, that way that all, you know, that's going to get you the kind of action and movement you're looking for, so that it's, you know, it's just lots to look at. What else did I want to talk about? Well, I think substrate probably is enough. I said I wasn't going to make this video long, and it's already, I don't know, more than halfway to 10 minutes. But yeah, substrate's something you need to start thinking about. I mean, a lot of the other things you can decide later, but substrate is one of the very first things that you're going to set up in your aquarium long before you even have to pick out your fish. Oh, and before I shut this video down, I've got yummy, yummy bloodworms. I'm going to go ahead and give the fish their weekly bloodworm feeding. So, alright guys, put on a show. Woo! See if we can get some feeding frenzy action going on. There we go. They love the bloodworms. Okay, Opal, it's behind you. You're missing it. Yay, fish. Fish are beautiful. Fish are wonderful.